According to LiveScience.com, about 95,000 students, both male and female, are cheerleaders in high school. Cheerleading is a long-standing tradition at most schools, and now it has evolved into two completely different types of cheerleading: sideline and all-star. I believe that this is an important topic because once a person learns the difference between the two types of cheerleading, then they can make their own decision as to whether they believe it is a sport or not. During my high school career, I was a sideline cheerleader for 6 years, and I'm in my 4th year as an all-star cheerleader. Also, this past summer, I worked as a UCA instructor, which is the biggest cheerleading company in the world. Today, you will learn about the history of cheerleading as well as what it has become today. First, let's talk about the beginning of cheerleading. It is no surprise that the history of cheerleading is closely tied to the history of football. And according to Varsity.com, it is even more closely tied than you may have thought. It began with pep clubs in the 1880s that were, believe it or not, male only. They would yell for their teams and help them to victory. It wasn't until 1898 that a University of Minnesota medical student named Johnny Campbell jumped on the field during a game, grabbed a megaphone, and led the crowd in the first ever cheer. Cheerleading stayed male only until 1923, when the first women were allowed on the field. In the next few years, many of the more modern parts of cheerleading were beginning to be seen. These more modern parts are tumbling, stunning, and signs. Have you ever heard the name Herky in reference to cheer? Lawrence Herky Herkemeyer is the founder of NCA, or the National Cheerleaders Association. In 1974, Jeff Webb, who is a former manager at NCA, founded UCA, or the Universal Cheerleaders Association. Jeff Webb is considered the founder of modern-day cheerleading, and I had the honor to meet with him at my training this past summer. He spoke with us about how he began UCA and later the entire varsity brand. Now I will tell you about sideline cheerleading. Sideline cheerleaders are the girls and some boys that you will see at your local high school football games. Their main job, according to my UCA Summer Operations Manual, is to promote school spirit in their school and their community. Another job that these cheerleaders have is they are ambassadors for their school. They are seen on the sideline, in front of the crowd, leading their team to victory, and everyone knows their name. Sideline cheerleaders are a necessary part of a community because without it, school spirit is shown to be less. Now let's talk about what sideline cheerleading has evolved into: all-star cheerleading. On Faye's Cheer and Dance's website, they explained that all-star cheerleading does not involve any type of crowd leading and is strictly competitive. All-star cheerleading normally has nothing to do with any school and is almost like a club sport. All-star cheerleaders have a 2-minute and 30-second routine that consists of stunts, jumps, tumbling, and dancing. And believe it or not, these routines take a lot of endurance. All-star cheerleading is split up based on skill level and age. Levels 1 through 6 deal with the skill level of the team, ranging from 1 being the easiest and 6 being the most difficult. And then many tiny youth, junior, and senior deal with the ages of the cheerleaders on the team. The All-Star season runs from mid-November to the end of May. There are 3 main competitions for All-Star cheerleading: NCA Nationals, Cheer Sport Nationals, and UCA Internationals. Winning these 3 competitions is called the Triple Crown, kind of like horse racing. And from these competitions, a team could win a bid to Worlds or the Summit, depending on their skill level. In conclusion, the long-standing tradition of cheerleading has evolved into what it is today, with 2 types of cheerleading, all-star and sideline. Today, I told you a little about the history of cheerleading and modern cheerleading. Now, do you still think that all cheerleading isn't a sport?